This month for Outer Game, I want to show you something Outer Game related that will get you a lot of play, a lot of action, a lot of dates, but it'll also help with your inner game because it's going to create a lot of abundance for you. This is something I personally, when I've been traveling, have always done right before I move to a new city, or sometimes even if I'm just going to go to a new city for an extended period of time. And that is what I do is I hop online in that city and I essentially spam the hell out of the online dating sites, right? And I want to start this about like maybe 2 weeks to a minimum about a week before I'm going to be there, because online dating, it's great for creating abundance, but there is a little bit of a lag time, right? Tinder, for example, you can maybe start just a few days ahead, but any other online dating site, I'd say at least a week ahead. And the idea here is just stack up a ton of dates. You should have like multiple dates lined up pretty much every single day that you're there for like the first week. And what that does for you is a few different things. Number one, you land in the new city, you have all these dates lined up. Your impression of life in that city revolves around going out, meeting girls. You're gonna view that city as a place of abundance. You're gonna view that city as a place where everyone loves you, everyone wants to go out with you, there's sex everywhere. And your habits, right when you move somewhere, are so critical to your entire life there, right? If take like the gym, for example. If you move to a new city and in your first few weeks you don't go to the gym at all, you develop a routine in that city of not going to the gym. If you develop a routine of you get there and you're religious about the gym, you develop a gym routine in that city, right? So it's kind of a moment in your life where you're making a fresh start, and if you make that fresh start in the right way, it's going to do so much for you. All right, so that's what I've always done whenever I have moved to a new city, is spamming the hell out of the online and creating abundance. However, I know a lot of you guys are not specifically moving to a new city right now. There are some of you who are like, oh God, that's perfect. I'm moving right now. This is ideal for me. Most of you, probably 95% of you, are not moving right now or in the near future. What can you do with this? Well, what I would recommend is to actually, and not just with respect to game, treat it as though you're moving to a new city, because you probably have a lot of routines that you do in your life that are very positive and a lot of routines you do in your life that are very negative, or maybe you're just very lazy and are holding you back. But if you set like a deadline, you're like, okay, this is my move date. My move date is this day, and I'm gonna set everything up and ramp it up so that on this day, I get started living the perfect life and the perfect routine. And think of it as a fresh start for yourself. Think of that as the day that you are doing things the right way. It's a little bit like what people do with New Year's in a way, except that what I want you to do is I want you to plan it a couple weeks ahead, and I want you to lay the groundwork for a few weeks ahead of time with things like spamming online, getting a lot of dates, that kind of stuff, all right? And as far as spamming online, you can focus on going after quality, and you should to an extent. Like, you shouldn't be messaging like 300-pound girls, but if you want to just get a lot of momentum with online, what you'll find is if you do a particular opening line or a couple particular opening lines online, you're gonna get the same stock responses every single time, right? So for example, one opener that I've used is like, you're adorable, fingers crossed, you're not lazy, you're not crazy, right? You're adorable, fingers crossed, you're not crazy. If you send that, there are a few very predictable responses that you're gonna get, right? Some are like, I'd like to think I'm not crazy. Some are like, yeah, I'm totally batshit, right? There's probably 5 or 6 canned responses. They're not canned for the girls, but they're canned to you because you've seen them before, that you're gonna get. And if you've just gotten those responses tons and tons of times from different girls, when you do get them from the hot girls, you're going to have been through them, you will have figured out the right responses for it, and it'll be just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Oh shit, I got another phone number. Copy, paste, oh shit, I got a date. So at the start of the process, you wanna just spam everyone so that you get good with all the different conversational threads that can fall out of the openers using. Also, by spamming everyone, you get to try out a lot of openers right at the very start, right? If you're already good at online game, you may not need to go through that process. But for most people, it's a matter of iterations. And the beauty of online is that once you do have it down, it does become very easy. Getting over the hump of getting it down can be tough, but once you are getting results, the results are exponential, all right? I do actually have a program online. It's called 3 Girls a Day if you wanna check it out. But regardless of that program or anything else, what I really want you to do is set a date and say, this is my move date. This is my date that I'm gonna start living the life that I wanted to live. And that can include things outside of game, like going to the gym, reading books, but also, this is a pickup site. So let's deal with your game as well. And one of the things I really like if I'm moving to a new city is to ramp up the online ahead of time. So if you want to create that abundance for 2 weeks with like a set date of this is the day I'm going to start going on the dates, you're going to find that by stacking it that way and by putting a lot of effort into it, you should have an abundance of dates for a period of a week or two. And that's really going to change your view of things and really going to change your experience of your new routine to be a positive one and make it a routine where there's a lot of sex and a lot of abundance in your life. This month's Inner Game video is going to be a little bit of a departure from the standard game video. Basically, I'm going to teach you a lesson in free market economics. This sounds like some nerd shit, right? And it kind of is. But the point of this is, if you understand the free market, it's going to help you massively with your neediness and with entitlement, okay? Here's what I mean by that. The way the free market works is this. There's competition, right? There's all these different sorts of products on the market, and they're competing. And so if you were to walk into, say you walk into a grocery store and you pick a random item off the shelf, you can be pretty sure, like say there's like 1 million toothpaste. If you just grabbed a random toothpaste, you can be pretty sure that it'll be a quality toothpaste, and you can be pretty sure the price isn't out of line. You don't have to worry about it, right? Because of competition. If there was only one toothpaste in the world, you'd have to worry, oh shit, is this toothpaste even any good? And you'd have to worry, am I being jacked on this toothpaste? They're going to charge me an arm and a leg because they just can, because they have a monopoly on toothpaste, right? But the fact that there's a free market, the fact that there's competition, it means that you don't have to worry about like missing out on one toothpaste, or that there's this one great toothpaste that's better than all the rest, and if you don't get that one, you fucked up your teeth or something like that, right? I'm gonna make this a little more concrete for you. So recently I was in the market for an apartment. Right, and I was shopping with my girlfriends because we have a baby. Sorry, we have a little baby boy now, and we wanted like a new place where it would be more like sort of child friendly and whatnot. So we're looking at various apartments. We found one that was amazing. It was like fucking perfect, right? But this was the first day looking, and we had more apartments we were going to look at. This is like I think it was actually the first place we'd looked at, right? So we're looking at the absolute first place we've looked at. We really liked it. We looked at a couple more places, and then we liked it so much we wanted to go back and check before we saw some of the other places. And then the person that was kind of like trying to get us to make a decision on the apartment was like, yeah, there's a lot of demand for this one, et cetera, and trying to like kind of push us to like make a decision. And my girlfriend's like, should we put a deposit down right now? Can we do that? And I'm like, babe, listen, right? Trust the market. Trust the free market. It's fine. And here's what I mean by that. Right? Instead of being needy for the one apartment, being like, we have to jump into it when we haven't even weighed our options, we haven't even looked at what else is out there. What I have trust in is if this apartment exists and it's in competition with other apartments, the other apartments for the same price are going to be roughly the same. Right? If this apartment costs X dollars, other apartments for X dollars are going to be of a similar quality. Otherwise, if that weren't true, this place that's so good, they'd be charging more. Does that make sense? Like if they could charge more, they'd be charging more. So you can rely on the free market to keep you relatively safe. Now, that's not to say that maybe this is the absolute best apartment for us. But even if it's not, the next one to, or even if it is the best one, the next best one to it is going to be almost identical in quality, right? Also, if these units are turning over at that price, it's very likely, even if we don't get this unit, we can get another one half a month or a month later that's in the exact same place, right? So it's not the end of the world whether we get that particular apartment. It's it's just, do we make a good decision overall? It's the same thing in dating, okay? It's very easy to get caught up on, oh, there's this one girl right in front of me and there's a scarce opportunity. I better make the most of it. I got to get needy for it. There's competition in the world of women, all right? It's intensely, intensely competitive. So what does that mean? It means that if you're a guy of a certain quality that you can get this girl, that she wants you, that means there will be other girls of essentially equivalent quality that are gonna want you too, because you're providing that same amount of value, and that value will be recognized on the market at the same level, right? And if this girl really is too good for you, you won't be able to get her. Even if you think you can, even if she's in front of you, she's gonna go with some superstar, some actor, some fucking famous athlete eventually, right? The market works the way it works. You're going to get what you're entitled to. And so rather than get needy for one specific girl or one specific opportunity, instead focus on the value you're bringing to the market. Because as you bring more value to the market, you get better and better, right? So in the apartment example, right? If I want a better apartment, is it better for me to just shop around or get needy for one apartment, like shop around indefinitely? No, because they're all kind of going to be kind of the same level at the same price point. Is it good for me to get needy and locked into this one apartment and think it's the best? No, not really. It doesn't really matter that much. If I want to get a better apartment, what should I do? I should make more money, right? If I make more money, I'm going to get a better apartment, and it's going to be fundamentally better. I may get with more money, I may get an apartment that's better in every way. It may be bigger, have more amenities, be nicer, and better location. So it won't be a trade-off even. It will just fundamentally be better. It's called, in economics, it's called a dominated strategy, when you're better on all channels, right? So your goal in game is not to get needy for one girl. And your goal in game is not to like find the perfect miss right for you at your current level of competition or your current level of value you're bringing. Your goal in game is to bring so goddamn much value that you get whatever girl you want, and that the girl you're getting right now eclipses and dominates the girl you would have gotten 6 months ago, and the girl you'll get 6 months from now eclipses and dominates the girl you're getting currently, right? That's your job in game. Your job is to bring value and trust the market.